You know those pictures you see online sometimes, things that just stop you scrolling, like mountains that look like they're liquid or skies filled with impossible colors?
Oh, yeah, totally. Our planet is full of stuff that just makes you go, wait, how does that even work?
Exactly. And today, we're diving into one of those real head scratchers.
And you found your way to the All Sorts Podcast's Deep Dive. This is where we try to, unpack those wonders quickly but thoroughly. Think of it as getting the inside scoop on those impossible scenes.
Today, we're going underwater. We're talking about underwater waterfalls.
Underwater waterfalls. Sounds completely made up, doesn't it?
It really does. But here's the fascinating part. While one super famous example is, well, an incredible optical illusion, there are actual gigantic underwater cascades out there deep in the ocean.
Right. So we're going to tackle both. First, we'll unravel that amazing visual trick off the coast of Mauritius.
And then,
Then we journey way up north near Greenland to look at a genuine monster waterfall hiding beneath the waves.
okay, so get ready because this is probably going to change how you picture our oceans.
All right, let's jump right into the big one people talk about. The Mauritius underwater waterfall. If you've seen pictures, especially aerial shots, it's just unforgettable.
It really is. It genuinely looks like the sea is just pouring over a cliff into some kind of like dark abyss.
Yeah, a massive amount of water just cascading down. It's incredibly convincing.
So it's tough to wrap your head around the idea that it's not a normal waterfall. What's actually going on there? What's the illusion?
Okay, so it's a really cool optical illusion. It's all about geology and, well, physics playing tricks on us. What you're actually seeing isn't water falling, it's sand and silt deposits.
Sand.
Yep, sand and silt moving.
Mhm.
See, Mauritius itself, it's the second biggest of the Mascarene Islands. It formed from underwater volcanoes millions of years ago, like 8 million years back.
Okay.
And it sits on this relatively shallow underwater platform, a submarine shelf. It's maybe 150 meters deep at most around there.
Right. Pretty shallow for the ocean.
But then right off that edge, the seafloor just plummets dramatically. You're talking depths of over 4,000 meters. That's more than 13,000 feet. It's a massive underwater drop-off.
Wow. Okay. So like a shallow patio that suddenly ends in a skyscraper high cliff, but underwater.
Exactly like that. And you've got these really strong ocean currents whipping around the island. They're constantly pushing sand and silt from that shallow shelf right over the edge.
Ah. So it's erosion in action.
Precisely. Continuous erosion. This sandfall, as it were, is what creates that waterfall look.
And the colors help too, right?
Definitely. The different shades of blue are key. The shallow water over the shelf is that bright, beautiful turquoise.
Yeah.
But the water over the deep abyss is a really dark, rich blue.
Yeah.
So when that lighter colored sand flows over the edge into the dark blue, it looks just like white water plunging down.
A sandfall. It's like nature's giant hourglass
Yeah.
spilling sand into the deep. That's incredible.
That's fantastic illusion. Just sand, currents, and a big drop.
Shows how easily our eyes can be fooled, really. Okay, so if you want to see this amazing sight for yourself, how do you do it? I guess looking from the beach won't cut it.
No, you're right about that. You really need height to get the full effect, to appreciate the illusion. The best way, it's got to be from a seaplane.
A seaplane.
Yeah, companies like Lagoon Flight run tours. They can be short, like 15 minutes or go up to maybe 80 minutes, and they take off right from La Prairie Beach near the phenomenon. Imagine lifting off the water and then soaring over that view.
That sounds incredible. Any other options if seaplanes aren't your thing?
Well, helicopter tours are another way.
Right.
Destination Soleil is one operator mentioned. They give you great aerial views, too.
What about hiking? You mentioned that mountain nearby.
Ah, Le Morne Brabant. You can hike it, and the views of the coast are absolutely stunning, truly breathtaking. But you don't actually see the illusion of the waterfall from the mountain's peak. The angle's not right.
Okay, so no ground level view of the main event?
Not really. But of course, there are tons of videos online, and you can even check it out on Google Earth's satellite view to get a sense of the shape and scale.
Right, the internet provides. Now, the practical question, can you, swim near it? Those turquoise waters look tempting, even if it feels like the edge of the world.
Yeah, they do look inviting, don't they? But swimming there is really not recommended. Remember those strong currents that caused the sandfall?
Ah, right. Good point.
Yeah, powerful currents plus a massive drop-off.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly safe swimming conditions, plus it's pretty far offshore.
Makes total sense. Stay in the boat, or better yet, the plane. You mentioned Le Morne Brabant, the mountain. Is there more to it than just Nice views?
Or absolutely. Le Mont Brabant is hugely significant. It's not just a pretty backdrop.
Mm,
Back in the 18th and early 19th centuries, it was a refuge
a
for
refuge.
runaway slaves. They hid in caves and formed settlements on its steep, hard-to-reach slopes. It became this incredibly powerful symbol of their fight for freedom. Yeah, it's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of that history. So hiking it is more than just sightseeing. It connects you to the island's past.
That adds a whole other layer to that coastline. So if someone is planning a trip specifically to see the illusion from the air, is there a best time of year for visibility?
Good question. The info suggests November and December generally offer the clearest conditions. Months like July and August might have more cloud cover, which, could potentially block those crucial aerial views.
Okay, November, December. Got it. Mauritius sounds amazing. That illusion is just spectacular. But you said there are real underwater waterfalls too? Now I'm really curious.
Yes. So Mauritius is a trick, a beautiful one, but elsewhere, the real deal exists. Let's shift gears from the illusion to the reality. The big one is called the Denmark Strait Cataract.
The Denmark Strait Cataract sounds imposing. Where exactly is that?
It's in that stretch of water, about 300 miles wide, that connects the Greenland Sea up north with the North Atlantic, kind of squeezed between Iceland and Greenland.
Okay, between Iceland and Greenland, is it like visually dramatic like Mauritius?
Well, no, not in the way we can see with our eyes, because it's happening deep, deep down. But in terms of sheer power and size, it absolutely blows the Mauritius illusion out of the water, so to speak.
Bigger. How much bigger?
Get this. The Denmark Strait Cataract is the world's tallest and most powerful waterfall, period. It's about 11,500 feet tall.
11,000 feet.
Yep, 11,500 feet. For comparison, Angel Falls, the tallest waterfall on land, is about 3,200 feet. So this underwater one is roughly 3.5 times taller.
That is absolutely staggering. 3.5 times Angel Falls hidden underwater. What on earth causes something that massive down there?
It all comes down to water density. You have
Okay.
different water masses meeting.
Mhm.
Relatively warmer, less dense water flows north from the Irminger Sea.
Okay.
And it meets extremely cold, very dense water coming down from the Nordic seas near the Arctic.
Mhm.
Because that cold water is so much heavier, it sinks.
Right. Cold sinks below warm. Standard stuff.
Exactly. So this super dense cold water flows along the seabed, but then it hits a massive underwater ridge, basically an undersea mountain range or cliff that's 11,500 feet high.
The same height as the fall?
Precisely. And the sheer weight and density of that sinking cold water forces it to plunge down over that ridge. That's your underwater waterfall. No illusion here, just pure physics of dense water falling.
So it's like a hidden Niagara Falls, but made of super cold, heavy water pouring over an undersea cliff.
That's a great way to picture it, and the volume is just insane. The Denmark Strait Cataracts moves more than 123 million cubic feet of water per second.
123 million.
Million cubic feet every second. Remember Angel Falls? That's around 500 cubic feet per second on average.
123 million versus
Yes,
500.
I can barely even comprehend that scale difference. It's immense. So why don't we see pictures or videos of it? Too deep.
Exactly. The top of this cascade starts about 2,000 feet below the ocean surface, so way, way beyond where sunlight penetrates or where we could easily see it.
2,000 feet down. Okay. Yeah, all that incredible turbulence and flow happens in total darkness, completely invisible without scientific instruments.
Wow. But something that huge, that powerful, it must have a bigger impact, right, on the ocean system.
Oh, absolutely critical. This cataract is a major engine in what scientists call the meridional overturning circulation, or MOC. You might know it better as the global ocean conveyor belt.
Ah, the conveyor belt. I've heard of that. It moves heat around the planet.
That's the one. This massive current system transports heat, water, nutrients all around the globe. The sinking cold water in the Denmark Strait is a key driver of that circulation. It helps regulate global climate patterns.
So this hidden waterfall isn't just amazing, it's actually vital for our climate stability.
Incredibly important. It's also crucial for cycling nutrients and carbon dioxide through the oceans. Understanding it helps us understand climate.
That's phenomenal. How do scientists even study something like that, so deep and powerful?
It takes some pretty cool technology. They use things like drifter buoys with GPS to track surface currents that feed into the deep flow. Then there are acoustic Doppler current profilers, ADCPs, which use sound waves, bouncing them off particles in the water to measure the speed and direction of currents at different depths.
Like sonar for currents.
Sort of, yeah. And even satellites contribute. NASA's GRACE mission, for instance, measures tiny changes in gravity, which can indicate changes in ocean bottom pressure, giving clues about the deep current's flow.
It's amazing we can see these hidden giants through technology. Now, you mentioned sandfall for Mauritius. Does that happen other places too, that movement of sand?
Yes, definitely. The Mauritius example is maybe the most visually striking because of the waterfall illusion it creates from the air, but the general process sandfall, or sometimes called grainfall, is broader.
So what is it exactly?
It's just the transport of sediment, like sand or silt, driven by wind, water currents, or just gravity. You see it above water, too. Think of those beautiful sandstone canyons like Antelope Canyon.
Oh yeah, with the flowing walls.
Right. Sand is constantly cascading down those walls. And underwater, there are lots of submarine canyons where similar things happen. Jacques Cousteau actually dived in and filmed sandfalls in the San Lucas Canyon off Baja, California.
Cousteau saw underwater sandfalls.
Cool. Yeah. So Mauritius is a huge, spectacular example, but sediment moving downhill into deeper areas. That happens quite a bit on land and underwater.
It's really fascinating how you have the stunning illusion of a waterfall made of sand and then this colossal real waterfall made of dense water, both just highlighting how dynamic and surprising Earth is.
Exactly. One plays with our eyes, a visual spectacle based on geology and light. The other is this hidden, immensely powerful engine driven by basic physics, shaping our whole planet's climate.
Visible wonders and hidden forces.
Precisely. It just shows there's so much out there, things that seem impossible but have these incredible logical explanations rooted in science. Our planet is just full of surprises, hidden and in plain sight.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What other absolutely mind-bending things are happening right now, deep in the ocean or tucked away somewhere, that we don't even know about yet?
That's the beauty of exploring these topics, this deep dive, looking at these underwater waterfalls, real and illusory. It's just scratching the surface of Earth's hidden marvels.
And if digging into stuff like this sparks your curiosity, well, that's what the All Sorts podcast is all about. We love chasing down these questions.
Absolutely. So if you want more deep dives, more surprising insights that make you see the world a little differently, please do us a favor. Like this video, share it with someone who'd find it cool, and definitely subscribe to the All Sorts podcast right here on YouTube.
Yeah, join our community. We're all about learning together and exploring these amazing topics. Help us keep the discoveries coming.
And don't forget to check out our archive. We have a whole library of past deep dives waiting for you, covering all sorts of fascinating subjects. Plus, for quick hits of wonder and maybe some behind-the-scenes stuff, follow the All Sorts podcast on X, Instagram, and Threads.
Come hang out with us there. Join us again next time for another deep dive into something intriguing. Until then, keep asking questions, keep exploring, and keep that sense of wonder alive with the All Sorts podcast.